That's what we did, Echo Charles.
Right on.
My brother. Speaking of what we do,
Sure.
why don't you do what you do
I have a question.
after you ask a question?
Do you find it poetic that the Origin logo is that circle? Remember when you were getting shit from the politician guy?
That's funny.
You know?
I've never thought about that.
And now you
actually.
have an Origin logo that's a circle.
It is a bit
So that
poetic.
kind of in and of itself is like a circle.
Yeah,
You
it's
see what I'm saying?
actually, it is a wave. It's
Yeah.
it's actually like a rip curl wave. Is that what that logo? It's the flow, the jiu-jitsu flow, the surf flow, the snowboard. It's a wave is what that is, and it's
So it's
breaking.
symbolic
Yep.
is what they'd call it. I was gonna say ironic, but that's not ironic,
No,
right?
symbolic.
No, symbolic.
We'll go with symbolic.
So yeah.
And no one even remembers that. I don't even remember who that politician was.
It doesn't even matter.
Nope. They're going to know that origin symbol.
Origin.
That's right.
in the industry, or we call that layers.
Mhm.
True story. Anyway, speaking of layers
Got it.
and support, by the way, support this podcast and yourself. OriginMaine.com.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah.
That's how you could support.
Yeah. So
Good to know.
what do we got? Geese. So that's the thing. From the beginning, people ask, what's the gi to get?
We know.
We know now.
100%.
100% now. 100%. You know how you have like a hierarchy? You know, the
Oh,
hierarchy
yeah.
only
Yeah,
has
yeah,
one
yeah.
gi now.
Yeah,
But you
absolutely.
have multiple selections though.
Yeah,
So
we
that's
do.
the thing. So
Absolutely.
yeah, boom, hierarchy.
Yeah, and we're about to like blow up our manufacturing in this new factory. Again, grand opening today. Lots of product coming
Right.
on the
Yeah.
gi side of stuff.
Yeah.
Ramping things up over the next what time frame?
We've started ramping over the next 4 to 8 weeks, let's say.
Mhm.
We're going to be hiring another 16 people. We put another loom in the factory, so there's 3 looms now, and we're going to be weaving ninjas like for reals. Like I don't even want to elaborate. You just come to Maine and see.
Yeah.
Anytime in the factory, come and check it out.
I like it.
When are these shorts coming out that I'm wearing?
Oh boy,
Because they're straight up my best shorts now.
The best, yeah.
100%. Yeah.
we're gonna make it happen.
Dang.
Man, you want some dates?
Yeah. No. Well, hey, I get that all the time. Hey, when is the XYZ
yeah,
coming
yeah.
out? Hey, so now it's on you, little bit. But yeah, these are straight up the best shorts.
Well,
ever.
it's not
Never
actually
had.
that hard for you because people say, when's that next? Oh, you're talking about the gear side.
Yeah,
the
literally.
merch
Yeah.
The merchandise. Yeah.
and,
side.
And I do believe that it might be a little bit more work on Pete's end compared to on my end.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
But hey,
But I don't know from a if you go from like the level that you're currently cruising at,
yeah.
maybe you both have to travel the same distance
Yeah.
to get
It is
to
relative-
get the
yeah.
work done.
I
Relatively
think you're
speaking.
right. I think you're right. And yeah, but not just geese, right?
No,
A
we
bunch of
all
stuff.
sorts of apparel. Everything is like our t-shirts are knit. Like we have a partner that knits all the fabric like 6 hours away or something. Everything's sourced and made here.
Yeah.
I mean, we make all our own compression apparel, like cut and sew and sublimate, dye sublimation, everything.
You say
Yeah.
compression apparel.
Yeah,
I still call it a rash guard.
it's a rash guard.
I know. I'm just.
You know why I
making
say
that clear.
compression apparel?
Yeah, because I know it's not just a rash guard. Because
Right.
rash guard is for surfing.
Right,
But
but like the
Like pants and
the
stuff.
don't
pants,
we
yeah,
still
the
call it
tights.
in the jiu-jitsu community? Don't we still say, "Yeah, I got a new rash guard"?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we still say
Okay,
that.
I'm just making sure
Yeah.
because I wasn't like hearing someone at the gym saying like, "Did you check out this new compression?"
But in the
Garments.
weight room,
Yeah.
they do say that. In
Yeah.
the weight room.
Because
Yeah.
I see like in football,
Yeah.
like you'll
for
see
sure.
some company that's advertising compression gear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I'm like,
Say
"Oh, you
that.
mean a rash guard?"
Yeah.
Try
But
your
it's
marketing
not.
ploy on me.
You got to remember, like every textile is different than what you're used to. Like the warp wick we use, our textile for the rash guard or tights or whatever else, it's different. And
You just called them tights.
I did because spats. I have no idea what a spat
Because
is.
no,
I'm
I was just
sorry.
gonna say, out in California, it's definitely called spats.
Spats.
Yeah,
Why?
spats.
1000%.
And I don't even know where that word
Why?
comes from.
Bro, I knew spats is when you tape your ankles.
It's a spat
with your
around the
shoe.
cleat.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
spat
Oh.
you spat
Yeah.
your leg.
But why do they even call
so
that
I
spat?
bet you Wait, did the spats go down your leg like
And
tights
around
and
your
then
foot?
around your foot?
It was just tape over. You know
Oh,
how you
it's just
tape your
tape.
ankles, but instead of your ankles under your socks
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
you
Tape over everything.
over your shoe, over everything. It was
Huh.
smart.
Which
Did-
trainers stopped doing because
So why don't we call them compression
I
pants?
thought it looked cool.
Yeah,
Because I'm
compression
gonna be,
pants.
you know, earlier we got kind of like wrapped around, or we got sidetracked about me being sensitive about something or not being sensitive.
Sure.
Tights.
You're not down for tights.
As a dude,
yeah,
right?
Don't wear
We're
tights.
not wearing tights.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
happening.
Compression
Spats.
pants.
Yeah,
Compression
compression
pants.
pants. That sounds
Yeah.
good. to me.
Compression shirt.
See, there you go. Compression shirt, compression, and rash pants, rash guard pants. That doesn't make sense either,
Yeah.
does it? Even though they do prevent rashes,
Just
if
as
you
much
surf.
as,
Yeah.
Or do jujitsu, Matt Burn. On your
Okay.
knees.
You know why people? You know why a lot of people wear compression pants and compression shirts in jiu-jitsu?
The look.
Prevention of the diseases,
Oh, yeah.
the funk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? They don't want the hinghorn,
That's
right?
right.
They don't want that.
The
They don't want
hinghorn.
ringworm.
Hinghorn.
They don't want, you know, whatever
Various-
MRSA.
Yeah.
And so people wear that. And you know, I the people that I know that wear it, they seem to believe in it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Just the level of, it's not like the, what's the sun protection rating?
SPF, like 50
or yeah,
or whatever.
so
UV.
UPF, right? UPF 50. There's no anti-ringworm percentage rating, right?
Right.
It's
There's
just
no-
a general
but-
antimicrobial
Right.
But
certification. or
that
something.
keeps it from growing in the material. But what I'm
Oh.
saying is, if you wear like a compression shirt and
Right.
compression pants,
Sure.
then you're not rubbing your skin against some savage that came into the gym with ringworm.
Right.
So you have less
Or
percentage.
rolling with him too, by the way.
Yeah, or rolling with
Put a
it.
triangle on his ringworm on his neck or something like this.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
So
you don't want that.
that's a good reason to wear compression gear
rash guards.
across the board.
And the rash
It's the
guards,
dr-
like now, they're not like the rash guards you're used to. The ones you put on and then they untuck and then you tuck them in, they untuck and you tuck them in. They're designed to stay tucked in. So you put them on, and the way the fibers flex and bend with your body, it's not your mother's or grandmother's rash guard.
Mm.
So when you say tucked in, because you don't really tuck in a rash guard, right? Or do you? You're talking about under the gi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
Oh,
when you
under
tuck
the
it
gi.
in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
that's a whole new world right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Some places make you wear a rash guard under your gi.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know
I
that.
think it's good to have a rash guard on your gi.
I know a lot of people think that.
It's not traditional. I mean,
I'm tradish.
yeah, you're
in that
tradition.
Why do you
I
like
noticed
it?
that. I like the barrier. I like the gi.
From
how it's-
rash or the
I like the barrier between the fabric and the skin. I like the compression because you compress your muscle, you get more use out of it.
Your straight performance.
Performance. Yep.
Got it.
Absolutely. The gi slides a little bit better on a rash guard than it does your skin once it's all sweated up and sticky.
right.
So that's why I use it. And I'm a hairy Greek dude. Nobody
That's
wants
right.
a chest hair on their face.
That's right.
They don't want that beef.
You know,
yeah.
Narit would be happy if we all wore rash guards. She's our black belt at our gym, female,
Mhm.
and she is still a girl. So things like chest hairs,
Yeah,
she's not happy
She's not
about those
about that.
things. She begs me to wear, something under my gi. She's so far failed.
She failed on my part.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
But the other thing is, we didn't talk about originmain.com as supplements.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
on the body and in your body.
there you go.
That's it.
There you go.
We're going to put everything you need on your body and everything you need in your body.
Krill oil.
Yep.
Because really, that's the one.
Now,
There's krill oil and then there's super krill oil.
one of the things that you'll be happy to know that Pete and I, we like to make things happen, and obviously I'm a big fan of krill oil, for instance. So, I used to be a fan of white tea, a big fan, and I drank it a lot, and eventually I said, you know what I need? This Jocko white tea. And so I had a similar thing happen.
Yeah.
With krill oil. I want to have krill oil.
Yeah.
Good krill oil. So you know what we're making?
Good krill oil.
Yeah.
Good krill.
Actually, we like to call it Jocko
Super Krill.
Yeah.
So Jocko Super Krill, we're making that awesome quality. On top of that, we got we need joint maintenance. Right?
Yeah.
We need joint maintenance. When we are active, when we're training jiu-jitsu, when we're jacking big steel, Our tendons and everything get a little bit sore. We might not admit to it in public, just like we wouldn't admit to crying on a public situation ever.
I'm comfortable with my masculinity.
You must be. Because I'm over here holding up like, no, don't cry.
Don't cry. My wife says, Pete, the only time you cry is babies and belts. When someone gets promoted and someone has a kid.
Yeah. What about weddings?
No. Funerals and weddings, no.
So we got another thing we're coming out with. It's Jocko joint warfare. For your joints. Go to war against the pain.
Inflammation.
Go to
and
war
lubrication.
Degeneration.
Yeah, man.
All that stuff. All enemies.
Yeah.
Wage
and
it.
I've been kicking it since we originally formulated.
Yep.
And I got the samples. I went on it hardcore, and it's legit. Legit
Well,
across the board.
That's the one.
About that, I have like bad back from sports and stuff. Herniated disc, bulging disc, didn't get surgery, severe arthritis. I can train 7 days a week if I wanted to. As a matter of fact, we have our immersion camp this week. Train every day.
Get some.
Every day. That's it.
Joint warfare.
Yep.
Keeping it real.
Yep.
So that stuff, it's being manufactured. I've been on the samples for a month and a half, and now it's been being manufactured in America. Check. And
very close by.
Right.
By a partner.
Right. And so it's gonna be on the website now. Pre-order it. And that way we can kind of get a feel for how much, because we've got a bunch coming. We need to figure out how much of a bunch that actually means.
Yeah.
So kind of like with Jocko White Tea, I didn't do that. I just said, oh, there's Jocko White Tea for sale. It was gone.
Yeah.
And then I ordered some more, and then that was gone, and people were really getting angry because when you have Jocko White Tea, and then you don't have it, all of a sudden things start going sideways. You know?
Absolutely.
So you got to get that back straight out. So anyways, you can check those things out. OriginMain.com. They'll be there.
Joint warfare.
You like that, don't you?
I do. Yeah. It's good.
There's a layer on there.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Deep layers.
Oh yeah.
It's very deep.
Yeah.
Layers everywhere.
The one person that's going to get this layer is Dean Lister. Yep.
Yep.
Trebuchet. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, Trebuchet.
Trebuchet.
Yeah, I know Trebuchet.
Well, you know Trebuchet, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
A lot of moving parts in a trebuchet.
Yeah.
Got to keep them greased.
Got to keep Got to keep that joint.
It's true. Also, speaking of jacking steel, kettlebells. So when we came here, we're in Maine right now. If people haven't gathered that already, up in camp, like big weight room, kinda.
Yeah.
There's a little fitness center there. Yeah. First night we get here, one guy's like, "Hey, I brought my On It kettlebell."
Who was
72.
Yeah. John.
John, yes.
Yeah, it was John.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
On a kettlebell, the Gorilla, the ones I just ordered, by the way.
Legit.
They're shipped. They're on the way, tracking. Anyway, that's the good ones. You do kettlebells?
I don't.
You stopped lifting, though.
Oh, that's right.
I stopped lifting.
Too massive.
Oh, kettlebells?
Too massive. And I'm going to bring this up because we talked about this pre-recording.
Yeah.
So you weigh 253 right now, as we talked about. You used to weigh 285. And I asked this question, and this is a good question that everybody should kind of hear the answer to. Could the 250-pound Pete beat the 285-pound Pete in a grappling match? And your answer was?
100%.
The smaller guy wins.
Yes.
Why is that?
I mean, lots of reasons. You're more flexible, better positioning, better escapes because there's less mass, burning less oxygen because you have less muscle mass. And for me, I would wear the 285 version of myself out.
Right.
So I stopped. Man, I love lifting weights. But for me, jiu-jitsu fulfills the void because it is resistance.
Yeah.
You're always working. I never feel out of shape.
Yeah.
Well, unless I have too many whoopie pies. But
Do you do anything to work out besides jiu-jitsu?
No.
Do you run? Do you sprint?
No.
Dang. Just
I
pure
do
jiu-jitsu.
jiu-jitsu. I do.
Dean Lister tells me that.
Yeah.
When Dean Lister doesn't want to work out, doesn't want to do any, sprints, he's like, man, I get it from jiu-jitsu, Jocko. That's my best thing. So now you're supporting his argument. Now I got to deal with that. P. Roberts said,
We'll talk about someday how jiu-jitsu makes you unathletic.
Oh, really?
That's a whole nother talk.
Interesting.
And I have facts on why it makes you unathletic.
What?
But it keeps your body together, your core together, your muscles strong.
So what does it do to make you unathletic? It's slow movement.
When you start jiu-jitsu, your body slows down, your mind slows down, your muscles slow down. Whatever you had for fast twitch turns to slow twitch because you're pulling and tugging and you're moving slow. Yeah. I used to be able to dunk a basketball. Every dunk, I can't touch the rim now.
Interesting.
I think we need to clarify. I will go ahead and defend the jiu-jitsu over here on my side of the table, because if you continue to do cleans and you continue to squat, and you continue to do sprints and mobility drills and agility drills, you can keep that athleticism.
I think you're right. I know you're right.
Check.
Yep. That's what I did. That's what I did when I competed. I had a strength and conditioning coach.
There you go.
Sprint, lift, push, pull.
So I guess big picture is one of those deals where it kind of confirms the idea that you don't have to be athletic to do good in jiu-jitsu, generally speaking.
No.
But if you want to do some kind of athletic competition, including but not limited to jiu-jitsu, it helps to be athletic.
Jackson Steel.
Sure. Yeah. I'm kind of glad that you kind of hit him with that, because when I said I stopped doing like legs and stuff like that, I got a lot of crap for it.
Yeah.
By him.
You know, I did a lot of squats in college.
Well, yeah,
football.
you played college football. Hell yeah.
I'm scared of them. I like hack squats. Hack squats, man, for sure. Heavy.
You got bad knees or something? Bad back. Bad back, yeah.
Dude, my back.
Yeah.
The last time I squatted and I hit the floor, right? Of course, bad back.
Yeah.
Bad back from years of major.
And personal question. Does your ego not allow you to get in there and do 185 pounds for some higher reps?
Nope. I do that 100%.
But you still don't like it?
I do hack squats. I still don't.
Right on.
I still don't like it. But,
right on.
I mean, it's... Steel is great.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
It is great. I just get it through jiu-jitsu, man. I push. I do, every time I step on the mats, it's 6, 10-minute rounds, and I train through the break. So I'm doing 12-minute rounds.
Nice.
I make sure to get 6.
Yeah.
And I get it. As things free up, and my son wants to lift as he started this summer, I'll get in with him, and we'll press some iron.
Yeah.
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 That sounded pretty fired up, didn't
solid.
it?
Yeah, look, he wants to go lift right now. Look at him. You want to go lift right now.
Yeah. Press some iron.
But kettlebells don't get you that big. I mean, I'm sure under certain circumstances they will. But
they do get you athletic.
I think so. Yeah.
You're like a hang clean. You like hang clean them, right?
Yeah.
The jump and
snap. And the other big thing is when you, like for a kettlebell snatch, it's a swinging motion. And when it gets to the top, you have to stop it.
Right.
Because otherwise you're going to rip your shoulder out. So you have to use all this, whatever that kind of muscle, what is it? Ecocentric or something? What is it? Concentric? Whatever you got to do to stop it at the top.
Yeah.
You got to stop it. So it's using all these muscles to make that thing happen.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, it's cool. It can get fun. It'll get fun.
Yeah.
Like when you start getting like the balance, and then you know, it's like there's some momentum. You got to create momentum, then you got to balance the momentum. It's like all this stuff. It gets fun.
In college, they said the true test of how strong somebody is a hang clean.
Yeah.
They said you could bench a lot, you could squat a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you could say that. Like for instance, it's a good one: overhead squat.
Oh, there you go.
Like
upper body, lower body, back, core.
If you got a guy that can do massive, big weight or medium weight, high reps, overhead squat, that's legit too.
Yeah, but on a hang clean, you got to use your speed. Also, it's speed.
Yeah, it's like
it's a whole explosive.
So you could just go straight to the snatch. Right?
Yeah, right.
But then again, the snatch, you need the balance at the top. That's coordination. And you need all these other things. So and it depends on what you mean by strong too. So you know how I guess in certain circles they call strength power, and strength and power are two different things. And it's like, okay, so what are you talking about? So I dig it and I agree actually. But
this is also 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly right. Even another point to consider.
I think that's a really good metric.
Yeah, I agree.
You said hang clean, right?
Hang clean.
Yeah,
knees.
I think that's a real good metric.
Yeah.
A solid metric. Yeah. For sure.
Deadlift, another solid metric, by the way.
Yeah.
Deadlift.
But
you guys deadlift.
raw strength.
That's
right?
what. Yeah. Because remember back, like when you're a kid, or maybe old school kind of philosophy, it's like, hey, you get the old timer and he's like, how strong are you? And you're like, real strong. We're so, okay, pick that up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Okay, you can't pick it up. You're weak. You can. You're strong.
And he comes and picks it up.
Yeah.
Old
and
man
then
strength.
and then the step 2 is pick it up over your head.
Yeah.
You guys deadlift? You deadlift?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't.
Deadlift? No.
Just kidding. Yeah.
Oh, dude, let's not do this again.
Anyway.
You guys do deadlift? Oh,
yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
But don't get too nuts with that, though. Who was that? I was just talking to somebody. They were
Squats
like,
and deadlifts.
It was Ed. Yeah, he was like, hey, my back and stuff. I was like, bro, don't get crazy with deadlifts.
No, but you can talk to plenty of people that say, oh, I had a bad back and I deadlifted and now it's healed.
Right.
Plenty of people that say that. Absolutely.
Don't get crazy with them, because it'll just give you good general strength. Like your back's bad because a lot of times anyway, even just anywhere in your core, is because when you have like some core thing or your back or something, when you do stuff, you adjust to not use it,
And that's when
deadlift.
you get tweaked.
Yeah, because you don't use it anymore.
Right.
So now when you do something, you're grabbing the cranberry juice from this side, you're going to put it over here.
Dude,
you had up on the floor.
Yeah, you're like, how did I do that?
I didn't even want cranberry juice. That's the
sugar,
worst. That's sugar in a bottle, bro. You shouldn't be. That's your body's way of telling you don't want that cranberry juice.
Exactly.
Yeah, hey man, I dig it. Maybe you're grabbing it from here, putting it in the trash can or something like this.
We like that.
Yeah,
good
I'm just
recovery.
saying that's why though. So you go deadlift, not heavy, not crazy, just like your body's like any lifting. It's like your body just getting used to it. So boom, you're used to picking stuff up now.
I'm gonna try it.
Do it.
I like it.
Try the kettlebells too. And if you want the cool ones, and when I say cool, it's like you look at them and they're cool.
Yeah.
Like irrefutably cool on it. That's the ones. The gorilla one. Actually, don't do the gorilla ones first. Do the chimp one first.
Yeah.
They're like,
what is it about me that I'm straight to zombies?
You're just super strong.
The zombies have the same categories.
Yeah.
And I forget what they're all called. But like
zombie
when I look at the legend versus the gorilla ones or the primate ones to the zombies. I wanted the ones that look crazy and evil. I guess that's no big surprise. All right, I answered my question.
Yeah, I think we all here collectively know why you want the zombies. Technically, it's so, but that brings up a good point, in my opinion. All the different categories. Primal bells, that's the chimp, the all the things. Different zombies, all zombies. Legends, werewolf, Cyclops, like all the legends. So boom, pick your category, but that's the cool ones. I recommend.
What else?
Check them out. Hey man, jump ropes, all kinds. Actually, it's kind of good. You go in there, and they have all kinds of workout stuff. Like stuff. You know how when you get into a workout, maybe not you. You're not like this, but like I got into the kettlebells and it became fun. You know how like
if something becomes fun for me, I stop doing it and do something that sucks more.
Well, dang, this is it's more boring, more psychologically challenging.
Jiu-jitsu.
But they got all kind. They have like the maces and all the workout stuff or whatever. Anyway, that's a good one. Onnit.com/Jocko. Check out that stuff and man, get after it. Even if you're getting bored, man, you got some interesting stuff to work out with. Highly recommend.
Awesome.
Also, if you like these books, Pete didn't write a book. Wait, have you written a book before?
No,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wrote a long ass paper when I couldn't sleep over the last year, but called a book.
So a little bit different. But anyway, a lot of times Jocko will review books on this podcast. People like to get them. If you're one of those people out there, go to the website, jockopodcast.com, section, books from the podcast. Click through there to get the books. That's a good way to support. It takes you to Amazon. Or if you're doing any other shopping, do it through there. Big support, small action, big reaction.
Nice.
Also, subscribe to the podcast. Google Play.
We still feel the need to say that.
Yeah.
Because what? Some people aren't subscribed?
In the event, I guess it's just our guess, my guess. There's probably hypothesis. Speaking as my hypothesis, what I'm saying. There's probably a marginal group who's like, hey, who's Jocko? I heard him on Joe Rogan. Or I don't know, I seen him on whatever. Be like, oh, I'm going to listen to the podcast. It's like, okay, cool. Let me listen to another one. Okay, cool. Maybe I'm not down. He's kind of weird.
Or just maybe they don't understand. Like, oh, I can subscribe to this? Like I can just it'll tell me when it's coming? Right. Because a lot of people don't listen to podcasts.
I got a question for you about that. Have you thought about, because this is number 90.
Yes.
Have you thought about breaking the podcasts into categories to speak to your audience, because you cover such a broad audience?
When you say breaking them, you mean
just another section, like
cutting them up?
No. The full podcast, but like where you're covering books, where you're talking about business, where you're interviewing somebody, breaking them up that way.
Yeah, they are. Technically,
they're broken up. It's not linear, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to listen from one right up to 9.
I recommend when someone says, "Hey, you know, I just heard your podcast. I just listened to that podcast you just put out. I want to listen to the rest of them. Should I go backwards? Should I go forwards?"
Right.
And I tell people start at 1. And most of the people that I talk to that are into the podcast, they're like, that's the right advice. Tell people start at 1.
If I said, Jocko, I want to listen to your real business related podcasts, I could I do that or no?
What we are going to do, and I have this in the background going, it's something that I've been trying to get done for a while, is we're going to kind of archive where you're going to be able to maybe figure out, oh, I want to listen to business, boom, and here's a podcast, or here's a section. Now, whether or not we like chop them up and put them into one group, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's not organized, we'll say, but you know, it's one of those things you got to manually look, you know, because it'll say what it's about. In fact, the podcast, it's straight up by timestamp.
Yeah,
it's like boom, what we're talking about,
you
know. So you can kind of do it that way, but no, not organized. Like if you're, and it makes sense though, because if we're talking about a book and people like, oh, I love World War II, love it.
Yeah. And like, boom, there's 10 podcasts in World War II.
Yeah. Yep. And they can just get after it, and then maybe, you know, yeah, man,
just an idea.
Good idea.
Man. Pete is in the house, big time. But yeah, subscribe. That's a good one. If you haven't already, how about that? If you haven't already, subscribe. That's a good one. Also, YouTube, subscribe to that one.
Yeah.
That one's a little bit more like makes sense to be like, hey, subscribe to YouTube.
And the big thing that you might not know is if you're not subscribed to YouTube, there could be things that are not in the podcast.
Yeah.
So let's say you like the podcast, you're listening to it, and you go, yeah, well, I've heard all the podcasts, I don't need to get YouTube. You're wrong.
Yeah.
Because there could be things released into the YouTube that have not been released.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
For instance, deleted scenes.
Deleted scenes.
Which is us talking off the record about things like people that have certain, you know, issues.
What kind of issues, bro? What kind of issues?
Nothing, bro.
Lack of squatting issues.
Yeah, bro. See, and I said I stopped squatting because of, actually, technically the story goes, I stopped squatting because my wife said, hey, your legs are like real big and it looks weird.
That's funny because my wife said, you're starting to get an old man butt.
Dang. Cold-blooded.
Yeah, so kind of the same thing.
What does that even mean?
I don't know, dude.
Dang. I don't like it, though. I don't even know what it means, and I don't like it.
Dude, I'm squatting.
You need to get on the squat.
I'm squatting.
Yeah. Or what, like kettlebell swings, boom.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Right, the regular one?
They say that the regular or the Russian kettlebell swings.
Posterior
chain. I knew you were coming. I knew you were coming with that.
Yeah, I learned all that stuff, man. Either way, the deleted scenes, that's what he was giving me shit about, because I stopped squatting. Actually, I didn't stop squatting. I stopped squatting like hardcore legs. You know what I'm saying?
You stopped squatting.
The point is you stopped squatting.
Yeah, I know, bro. Anyway, deleted scenes are on there. Excerpts too, you know? Yep. Like, let's say you were like, hey, I liked that part. And people still email me about that, by the way. Where they're like, hey, what was that part? Or what episode was that from? That part where whatever. So instead of having to scour, you see what I'm saying? Just share the excerpts, easy to find. So yeah, that's a good one. Subscribe to YouTube. Also, Jocko has a store. It's called Jocko Store. JockoStore.com. Guess what's on there?
Everything.
Potentially everything. But as of right now, there's some shirts on there. Women's stuff on there. Patches on there. You know, you put them on your hat. Interchangeable Velcro patches, if you will. Rash guards.
Awesome.
So now they have 2 options, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Jocko rash guards. Get after it. Trooper, Darkness rash guards, and Origin rash guards.
Yeah.
Just like that, the selection just vastly broadened. Yeah.
And eventually, they're going to be, and this will be, it'll all be
kind of melt together as one big vast option.
Just place to just go and
it's basically going to be a melting pot of awesomeness.
Right. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
That's it.
But
simple.
Indeed.
Yeah, all that. So, and some hoodies on there.
Yeah.
I think we should consult.
No, I'm going to tell you. I already know what he's going to say.
Yeah.
He's from Hawaii.
What, you want a lightweight hoodie?
No, so he made hoodies, and I'm from New England, and so I was like, oh, you make a hoodie, you can wear it in like a full-fledged Arctic storm, and you're good
you
to
better
go.
have a heavyweight cotton hoodie.
So his hoodies are light. They're cool for SoCal.
Yeah,
they're good for Hawaii if you even have hoodies in Hawaii.
They're like a fall hoodie, I guess. And even that's like my guess. I don't know. That's why I'm saying we should consult. I mean, his is like his consultation things. When I consult him, like, hey, it's like mixed in with a scolding. So I get the scolding first, then the info, like maybe.
Oh, man,
so
dude, that hurts, dude.
I want to make a really, really badass flat locked hoodie.
Let's do it.
What is a flat lock? What does that mean?
Wait a second.
Flat seamed hoodie.
Well, how could we possibly do that? Where are we going to get someone that knows how to make flat locked, awesome, badass hoodies? Oh wait, we're sitting in a factory.
That's right.
We're awesome.
Can make it happen.
Can make whatever we want. That's good stuff.
Also, psychological warfare. Previously, a few minutes ago, we talked about joint warfare for joint degeneration, inflammation, all that stuff. Overall, real generally speaking,
supplementation for your body.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need supplementation for your mind, don't you?
For your mind, yes. Full on. So in your campaign against weakness, psychological weakness, you're trying to get up every day, right? Stick to the diet.
Can that help me with eating multiple whoopie pies?
Yes. Actually, there's a specific track for that.
And I'm definitely interested in that because that's been my one struggle as a human.
What is a whoopie pie?
A whoopie pie is like cake
with cream, right?
Cream.
Yes.
I'm trying not to sound like a Fig Newton commercial because it kicks Fig Newton's ass.
Yeah. Fig Newton is like, if you put those two next to each other, they're in different planets.
Exactly.
They're from different planets.
I thought Fig Newtons were healthy though.
Allegedly. They're actually just a big giant block of sugar.
Fig and cake.
Which is pretty much what a whoopie pie is, which is why my homie over here.
You got a kid. I'm a single parent family, 4 kids. We were fighting over the food in the house, dude. I've never broken out of that.
And the whoopie pie.
You need to break me.
Cool. Yeah. We can introduce you to a track called Sugar Coated Lies.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be very interested in that.
We'll get you on the Sugar Coated Lies.
Yeah.
I'm weak there.
Yeah. And you'd think it'd be like Jocko yelling at you, like, don't, whatever, but it's a pragmatic explanation of what your mind is doing right now and what it shouldn't be doing and what it should be doing. They can be like, oh, okay.
And psychological warfare, that can help with that.
Oh, big time. Basically, it's
Did you mention that it's an album?
It's an an album with tracks
on iTunes.
Jocko tracks, iTunes, Amazon Music, like all these things. Yeah,
MP3. And you know what? You're probably sitting here thinking like, okay, that's a neat little idea that Echo came up with and made Jocko do this, and oh, cool. That album, #1 spoken word album on iTunes for.
I don't know. I lost track.
Like 38 straight weeks.
Are you kidding me?
#1.
That's badass.
Yeah, no big deal.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know
it's
that.
awesome. And I will say that when Echo's like, dude, you just gotta, just these things that I'm asking you about, you gotta just like,
hammer it,
and I'll just record it.
Yeah, it's basically like, okay, so I used to have this thing, not anymore. I have this thing where, when you're like, okay, I'm working out this day, I'm just do this day, work out this day. And when it comes time to work out, and I have a gym at my house now. So I'm like, maybe I'll do it. I meant to do it at noon. I'm going to do it tonight. I don't feel like doing it right. I'm going to do it tonight. And then
no accountability. Yeah. Nobody's watching.
Yeah.
You can do what you want.
Yeah. When I feel like a little bit more, drink some coffee, whatever. It's right outside, kind of thing.
I totally get it.
Yeah. And that night turns into, hey, I'll do it tomorrow. So you basically turn a workout day into a rest day.
And this helped you turn on your motivation to get it done?
Yeah. And it's not like a motivational thing. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, it's Jocko saying it, so okay, there's that. But it's like it's saying, okay, this is what's going on right now. This is what you're thinking right now. This is what you shouldn't be thinking right now. This is what you should be thinking right now. Okay, there you go. Go.
Gotcha.
And you're like, oh man.
The thing that I find about them is because it is me talking.
Yeah.
I find it they're very very tight arguments.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You don't get done listening and you go, you know what, man, I still find a little hole in this argument. You know, I think this one sugar-coated, this one whoopie pie is not going to be happy. Yeah. No, you're like, you know what, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
And I'm setting the whoopie pie aside.
Yeah.
You know, you might be the ultimate test case.
Yeah.
You know?
I will be the ultimate. I don't care who's around me. Man, if like I get that craving for sugar. We were traveling the other day. What'd I get? Sweet tea.
Oh, dang.
Why?
Sugar.
But keep in mind.
Baklava.
Yeah. Bro.
I'm going to ruin you.
No, your mom is.
I know.
I can't.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. She's you know, you're like, hey, you want to try these things? And I know what it is. And you said, man, you got to try this baklava. My mom.
It's the best.
And I go, bro, I know it's sweet, right? And you go, yeah, it is. And I go, no.
You've never had Spartan baklava?
Yeah, I was like, you know, no big deal. And you know, we've been saying, like, you know, the discipline won't allow it. That's the latest kind of between Echo and I when we you know, maybe see each other, maybe taking a path that we shouldn't be taking, and we're going off the path and onto the path of weakness. Yeah. You know, I might be like, hey, Echo, you know, that's cool and everything, but the discipline won't allow that.
Oh man,
so
that's awesome.
You know, yesterday, you know, you're dangling this custom homemade baklava.
And my mom's there.
And your mom's there, factually, like, and I know, I can see her. She looks like she arrived from Greece 3 days ago to make the baklava for me. And I'm like, okay, I'll have one, right? So I had one yesterday, and then the discipline wouldn't allow anymore. Today, I had 9 of them.
No, you didn't.
I didn't have 9. I think I had 3 of them today.
Oh, shit.
I had 3 of them. Sugar-coated lies, baklava. Get some.
My mom's is going to get called to make baklava.
Yeah, we'll be selling Origin baklava pretty soon.
We got the maple syrup going.
But keep in mind, though, with these tracks, you got to be on that path, though. It's not like you're like, hey, I eat too much. Let me listen to this track. It's not that. It's like, okay, my plan is to straight up clean up my whole shit. Like, my plan is
so you've already found a bit of motivation.
Yeah, you're motivated. You're on the path already. But it's on the weakness moments, the moments of weakness. You're like, okay, I'm gonna rest today. I'm gonna, you know, whatever. It's that kind. But man, that's a good one.
I need that. I do.
We all do. That's probably why a lot of people get that album. Yeah. With tracks.
You know what I do?
Tracks, man.
I'm like,
you rationalize.
You know what I used to do? No. What I would do is this. I'd be like, especially when I was training for competition, I'm going to eat this whoopie pie. I would eat it and I would run 2 miles. Yeah. I was bad.
You earn it.
Friggin' right.
Yeah. Earn it.
Friggin' right.
I do that too. Like it. Normally, I try and preempt weakness with hardcore exercise.
Yeah, you pay
which,
first.
By the way, often mitigates.
Yeah, it takes
like
a day.
Like, I want to have a mint chocolate chip milkshake. Cool. I can have a mint chocolate chip milkshake as soon as I do 30 clean and jerks.
Okay, that I can
without
respect.
putting the bar down.
I can do that,
and that's cool. But then, by the time you get done, you're like, you know what? I don't even want that thing.
Yeah.
I infused my brain with discipline from the bar. It went from the bar into my hands and into my brain.
Yeah.
And so
that's
now
a
I don't
great idea.
Yeah. Even the simplest one is burpees.
Preemptive.
Yeah. Burpees. Like, okay, you know what? I can have this if I do 100 burpees. That takes less than 10 minutes. We had this thing the other day, and I talked about it. My freezer in my house broke, and so I have an RV, and our frozen food was in the RV refrigerator. And I wanted some ice cream. And then I was like, you know, it's all the way up in the thing. And I said to myself, God, what a lazy loser. You don't even deserve ice cream. I didn't have it. Yeah. Because I said, you're a pathetic. If you're actually questioning whether it's worth it, go to walk all the way. You don't need this at all in any way, shape, or form. If you were thinking it wasn't worth 27 steps to get to the RV, grab the mint chocolate chip Breyers ice cream, bring it back down, scoop it into a bowl, let it melt a little bit, and then just sit there and get after it. Bro.
The best.
Yeah, so good.
Do you like a little melt to the ice cream? Just a little melt. I don't like it solid.
Have you ever heard the term Gaines Bowl?
No.
Have you ever heard that term?
No.
Gaines Bowl. It's you basically take ice cream and you put milk in it and you stir it around.
Yeah, so that's what I do.
Yeah, Gaines Bowl.
That's what I do.
Yeah, Gaines Bowl.
Yep. Okay, let's all detach right now and consider what we're talking about right now. The pleasures of Gaines Bowl.
the problem
Mint
is
chocolate chip ice cream.
I would walk barefoot in 2 feet of snow to that friggin' RV.
Yeah, because
that's my problem.
Yeah, look at this guy.
No, he was that in that case.
I don't even know if
like
I compliment that. Is that a negative or positive?
No, yours is worse. It's weird because you have a better result, but your Discord or your path is worse. Because he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be weak."
I have discipline
but I'm
to eat it.
too weak to be weak.
Yeah.
That was him that day.
Yeah.
But you could, that's rationalized because the end, it's the means and the end situation.
But the thing is, I actually embarrassed myself.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I just humiliated myself, and I said, I can't believe I'm even questioning the fact if I would take 27 steps to my RV to get the ice cream. The fact that I'm even thinking that way,
I don't deserve
I shouldn't even, I should haze myself, right? This is ridiculous and pathetic, and just stop. And so, I didn't get the ice cream that night. But the mint chocolate chip ice cream, for sure, is a real thing. And it's even...
it's my favorite flavor.
Yeah, I don't even understand other flavors. Although, when I was in Montana...
Moose Tracks.
Yeah, Moose Tracks. Okay. That's the other...
Okay.
I'm not going to...
No, I understand, and I saw it, and I dig it. But it's very surprising that you're talking about this right now.
You can close.
I dig it, by the way.
You can close the Moose Track with a scoop of mint chocolate chip.
I've never done that. That sounds deranged.
It's like
it would push me over the edge.
Cheese and wine, grapes,
man.
cheese. Just close it. It's just a finishing touch.
Is that what we should do? Is that what we should do now?
Yeah, man.
One of my buddies in the teens is a awesome guy, badass wrestler, was a champion wrestler in college and was on the Olympic team. Didn't compete for a variety of reasons that I won't talk about. But he was friends with Dan Severn. You remember Danny Severn?
Oh yeah, early UFC.
And so I don't know why this just came to my mind. Oh, I know why I did. So he would say they knew each other. They were friends. And whenever he'd see Danny Severn was a heavyweight. Mm-hmm. And this buddy of mine was cutting weight, but he was a big guy. He was like 200 pounds. We had to cut to 190, whatever. And he would call Dan Severn a pot licker, meaning like you're a guy that's over there. You're eating everything, and when you get done eating, you're licking the pot.
Right.
And I picture you with the smile you got on your face. Man, you are straight up pot licker. You get to the end of that bowl, you're like, oh, I'm getting the rest of this mint chocolate chip ice cream is getting into my belly now.
My kids have followed the path of my wife, and they'll come up to me when I'm eating junk food, and they'll be like, "Dad, you got moobs." Dang. Dad, and they'll just grab that fat on my gut. Dang. You don't need that. Oh, they're brutal.
Dang, that's kind of a psychological warfare situation.
Man. Yeah, it is. I'm surprised you're not sometimes like 84 pounds.
I should be, huh?
Yeah. Scarred mentally. Actually, well, what do we say? That's the freedom part. But the thing is, you got to be on the path.
Right.
So, you know how they say discipline equals freedom, right? So, you grab the ice cream.
Yeah.
You're like, hey.
And I had to pull that one.
Yeah.
For the first time, I was at a little like family get together, and it was a birthday party for a friend of the family, blah blah blah, and there was a grandmother there. So a grandmother of one of these kids that had a birthday party, blah blah blah. So and she's a German woman, and she kind of knows what's going on a little bit with the game, with what's going on with everything. Yeah. And so I'm sitting there, and there's like a straight up, this is rough. The ice cream cakes. Yes. And then you can get a mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Know the ice cream cakes?
So the cake is a mint chocolate chip ice cream cake.
Talking to a fat kid,
man. So I'm talking to a pot licker. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to get some of that mint chocolate chip ice cream. It's got those, I don't even know what it is, those little black, like, crumb things. It's like an Oreo or something. Like something like that.
Like a cake
That's in there, too. We're talking, this is a situation needs to be, we need to get in on this thing real quick. And it's a little bit melted, so it's soft. So anyways, I'm cutting a piece of the cake. Not a big piece, not a small piece, but, like a medium piece. Get it on my plate, stick my fork in it. And this German woman who's super cool, she's like, I thought you were about the discipline. And I was like, dang. And she called me out. And I looked at her and I said, you know what? I have the discipline, and that allows me to have freedom sometimes to eat mint chocolate chip ice cream cakes, which I'm about to do. Yep. Thank you. Have a nice day.
That's what you just say. This is the freedom part. But like I said, you got to be on the path. You got to be in the game. Yeah, you can't just be like, this is the freedom part every single day.
No.
Doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work that way. Also, Jocko white tea, you can get that. You know what it does. If you're going to start deadlifting again, you should drink a little bit more Jocko white tea because it will increase your deadlift to 8,000 pounds. And this is proven. Proven across the board.
I'm on it.
Everyone. Books. I got some books if you want to get them. Extreme Ownership. Book about leadership. Book about combat leadership. You can get that. You can get it for yourself and you can get it for your team. And you can get it for above and below you in the chain of command. It's going to make your life easier when everyone's on board. If you got kids or you know kids, you can pick them up a book called Way of the Warrior Kid. And what that's going to do is going to lay out a path, actually.
Yes.
A path.
Yeah.
That a kid who doesn't have a path, most kids don't have a path. The book will give them the path, and the path leads them to being stronger, smarter, and better. So
my daughter read it. She loved it.
That is awesome.
And she is an individual, and she speaks her mind. And I was like, Chloe, no, really, what did you think? She goes, I love that book. And she came up and she wanted you to sign it. Yeah. And she wanted me to get her copy back at home today, which I failed at.
We'll get it tomorrow or something?
Yeah, we'll get it tomorrow.
Awesome. I appreciate it. And yeah, straight up, like when you ask kids, how did you like it? Which I always ask kids how they like it. And because kids, like you said, kids are going to tell you the truth.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And so far, I have not had a kid go, marginal.
Marginal.
Marginal. Okay. All right, you kind of missed the mark, but, we'll entertaining about that, but, whatever.
They should make that shit into a movie or something.
Oh, they're going to make it into a movie. Also, another book coming out October 17th, Discipline Equals Freedom Field Manual. That will also show you the path. It's going to show you one path. The path of discipline. Grab that book. If you need help with your business, I have a business called Echelon Front with my brother Leif Babin, and we worked together in the SEAL teams, Battle of Ramadi. We took the lessons that we learned. We wrote that book, Extreme Ownership, and the reason we wrote that book, Extreme Ownership, was because we had people that we were consulting asking us to write down the lessons learned. So there it is. If you want us to come work with you, it's Leif Babin, me, JP Donnell, Dave Burke. You know who they are. Email us, info@echelonfront.com. Also, The Muster, September 14th and 15th in San Diego, California. We could throw out the game changer, which definitely has been said about it, but I'm going to say this. It's not this fantasy game changer thing. It's actual pragmatic tactics and strategies that you can use as a leader, as a follower, in business and in life. Come to the Muster in San Diego, September 14th and 15th. You can register for the Muster at extremeownership.com. Also, until the Muster, if you want to communicate with us, you can do that. We can all be found on something that we talked about earlier tonight, the interwebs.
Sure.
Twitter, Instagram, and that facey boy. Echo is at Echo Charles. Pete is
at Origin. We talking Instagram or are we talking Twitter?
Instagram, where you at?
At Origin USA.
Twitter, where you at?
At Origin BJJ, as in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Awesome. I am at Jocko Willink. If you want to hit us up, you can hit us there. Echo any clothing thoughts. We got a lot of clothing thoughts in here.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts.
Nope, that's it. Pete, the man. Great to finally meet you in person.
I appreciate that.
Right on.